Hey, what's up guys? BJ from the house here, and today I'm going to show you how to improve your consistency to bowl more strikes.
All right, so here we have Michael, pretty solid power player, nice high backswing, five-step approach. I actually like a lot about this game. What you don't find often in power players, let's see if we can get right to it, is this little section right here, which is what I'm going to help him out with. Boom. He doesn't slide too much. He actually plants, and not too many players with a higher rev rate and a high backswing can actually get away with planting. So that's actually pretty incredible. So, but I do like everything about it. I like, his cadence is nice and soft. Nothing gets too crazy, array, nothing's too muscled. Nice soft push away. We'll talk about the top of the backswing there, but yeah, everything looks pretty solid. So we're just going to give him a couple tips to help him improve just a little bit better. So his comment to us was that he was having some issues with consistency and timing, and obviously those things go hand in hand. So let's get back into this, and we'll start first. I mean, depending on how picky you want to be, I would say that this that his first step here, you see how that kind of gets a little quick. The first step in any five-step approach is always going to be the tone setter of how fast everything is going to go. So if that first step is super quick, then more than likely your push away is going to try and be just as fast. So everything goes with itself. So make sure whenever you take that first step, it's nice, slow, soft. It's just getting your pace started for everything else. And then when you'll notice that that first step goes out quick, and then everything just kind of second and third step slow down. So just allow everything to be slow first and then get to the quicker. And then whenever we are, so this push away is nice. When we're getting to the top of the backswing here, notice at this point that swing, when it gets to the apex here, his head dips down in order to bring this ball back down, and then it goes right back up. So what I would suggest there is, I actually had this issue myself a few years ago, is when this is coming to the top, don't feel like you have to pull it up higher. So what you're trying to do is make sure your head should be like landing a plane. When you're starting at the top, it should be a nice, let's see if I can, this is going to be kind of, but this is how you want to think of your head coming down. You don't want it to be, come down and then back down and then coming back up. You want your head to be a nice, even flow. This would be a lot easier if it was from the side, but you want it to be a nice, even flow. So this is your first step. This is going to be your plant step. So from the first step all the way to your delivery, it should be a nice landing of the plane, instead of when this is, get that guy out of here. Maybe not. There you go. So when this is going, you don't want your head to disappear there, and you feel like you're trying to increase this backswing up here. That swing there should be no muscle in that swing. So when it's coming up, it should just fall right back down. You shouldn't feel like you have to yank it down. And then you see your head dips back down, and then it's coming back up to release the ball. The swing itself is really good. It's straight. It curls back under. It curls back into the left here towards the ankle, and everything looks good at the release. So that is where I would see a lot of your timing issues coming into play, is when you're trying to, maybe when you're trying to create a little extra speed, you would try and use this part right here, this push away, and then when it gets to the top of your swing, you're going to try and yank it down even harder to try and create the speed. That's not necessarily what you want to try and do. What you want to try and use is a little more legs instead of swing to try and generate that speed. So one thing that will help you with being aware of what your head is doing in this case is, if you watch your balance arm, See, it comes out, and then it goes back, and then it comes out back again. Try and be conscious of making sure that that arm is, whenever you push away, that that left arm goes straight out in front of you, that you keep it balanced right out in front. And then as everything is coming down, so you want this part to be just straight in front of you. You want this balance arm to go straight out in front of you. And then as, get rid of that. And then as this comes back down, like right when your left hand leaves the ball, that should just go straight out in front of you. And then as you're coming up for your backswing, this is where your arm should stay pretty much the whole time. You want it to be in front of you instead of swinging out. This way, this is going to keeps you in mind of where your hand is, where your head should be, and then making sure that you're not trying to pull the ball up here. And then when you're coming in for your plant, this looks pretty good where your arm gets out of the way, the pendulum closes, and everything just swings into place. So that's the tough part about not sliding when you plant. Your consistency is going to be or your timing is going to be a little more sensitive, because not everything is just collapsing or flowing all at once like you would if you slid, where everything is going to be really quick. It's 2 hits. It's, your plant stops, your ball comes. Instead of sliding and your ball is just kind of flowing with it, this one is bang, bang, real quick. So plant stops, ball flows. So you don't want that to try and change as much, where you're trying to manipulate that part. You just want to allow everything to flow through it as easy as possible. So that was a lot of information in like 2 seconds, and I know I was just bouncing back and forth between those. So simple things, come back to it. Your first step, just make sure everything's nice and slow to start. Keep that balance arm right in front of you as soon as it goes off of the ball in your push away. And just be conscious of it, making sure it's not swinging around everywhere. A good thing to do is if you have a puff ball or even this chamois that's sitting right here, grab that chamois, put it in your left hand, and then that keeps you aware of what is going on with that arm as it's in front of you, or if it's swinging around. Your brain keeps track of that. So with that push away, it's nice and soft. Keep your balance arm out in front of you. And as that swing gets to the top, allow it just to fall down instead of you trying to make it go a little extra at the top or, yanking down at the bottom. You don't want any muscle from the apex to the bottom. You just want to be able to accelerate through your flat spot here and generate your leverage. And while doing those couple things there, with holding the towel in your left hand, that's, I know I mentioned the head dipping down at the beginning, but basically when you're doing that stuff and you're making sure that you're not pulling up at the top of your swing and that your balance arm is in front of you, then that's going to keep your head where it needs to be. And what I would do is whenever you go to bowl the next time or you're putting in these tips, work from the foul line back. Just do some simple 1, 2, and 3-step drills. Just making sure everything is nice and it flows. It's simple, soft. And then when you're going to practice, record yourself from the side. That way you can really see, how much of a variance is going on. But outside of that, those are, like I said, they're little things that will make the biggest impact. But overall, you throw it great, keep throwing it great, keep practicing, put in some work, and great things will come.
Thanks for watching another review of the house. If you like it, click the like button, subscribe, and if you want one of your own at 50% off, click the link below. Thanks, guys.